why am I in vaults? I accidentally went to vaults 4. Whoopsie daisy. Z, not V. Let's try that again. At least I didn't target down to 5, because that could have been a nasty surprise to say the least. Could have gone for a 4 rune game by accident there. But perfect, not too shabby. Definitely don't take a trapdoor down. Let's not get too wacky and wild here. And that should be just about perfect. Oh look, there were some Orb Guardians just on their lonesome. So it turns out we could have done a bit of PD regaining relative safety even here in Zot 5. Done in Vault 5 now would have been quite the climactic ending. Definitely some kind of climactic, depending on your position there. Bit more on the anti side for me, but oof. And a net is less than ideal. We can at least evoke Blink to get the heck out of it here. And you know what? Let's bring out the Slouch. Accidental alarm triggering is not ideal. And now with 2 Orbs of Fire on the screen, we're definitely bringing out the Slouch something fierce. That should at least murder our new friends there. No real issues. And what invisible friend do we have? It's probably some kind of lich. They're always a lich. Why let the whole army run through the Zot trap? Mostly because we can. Well, not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. At the very least, we're on a character that can play a little bit fast and loose here. As we see a large slew of enemies still coming our way thanks to our mark trap. Do you know what? Let's just go the extra mile here. Okay, right back where we started. Perfect. And let's see. I was actually going to Slouch, which is why I drank the magic potion there. And now I will actually bring back Slouch. At least the one time that we were able to. Sounds like Huber's talking. You're not wrong. Definitely would not call you incorrect for such assumptions. So let's start to hop out. Definitely used up the PD exceptionally quickly here, and we do have another alarm trap in the line of fire. Do we just want to add to the chaos here? Get some bodies of our own? Now whenever these dispersal traps are triggered, we are in for a wild ride, one way or another. And lots of killer clowns is not ideal by any stretch, but hopefully our combination of friends here is enough to do some of the heavy lifting for me. It at least gets us back up to Slouch territory, I guess, so you know what, let's burn it while we got it. Oh, never mind, that would hurt our friends, of course, I knew that. I'm sorry. That's fine, we'll just do a bit of work the old-fashioned way here and just keep blasting with our crossbow. Not too shabby one way or another still. In general, I've always found myself quite bad at accounting for Zot traps. I feel like I came from the old school version of the Zot traps where they were truly just death in a square and no shot do you ever want to get one triggered. And so because they're so much less brutal now than they were back in the old days, I find that I've gone too far the other direction and now I just largely ignore them, which is not great either, don't get me wrong. Definitely a bad habit to say the least, but it is what it is. But we'll keep getting shuffled around here real quick. We did read another summoning just to play it a bit safer. Can't drink potions at the moment, but we do have temporal distortion. I guess Step from Time is probably good to keep around, so maybe I should stop being quite so splurgy with my piety spending. But that's fine. What did Zot traps do? I can't even really remember. I think they were just far more likely to give you like an exceptionally long paralyze. I think they tormented all the time. That's a great question. That was so long ago, and I've pushed it out of my brain ever since they kind of eased up on the reins there, made it a bit more manageable for people to deal with. Okie dokes. But definitely starting to get a bit rougher once again here. Can fortunately use a blink, which doesn't put us into complete safety, but is slightly better. And now, what is my best bet? I'm definitely going a bit wild here and just rolling with it. We don't have enough health to be playing quite so dangerously, so let's, pull it back a bit, rein it back. I'm trying to think of where all the dispersal traps are here. Are they just the visible ones? Is anyone already on one? I guess that's not really possible. The question is, or the reason why I ask rather, is because we could use a couple blink scrolls to just try to get us off into the weeds here, off into a slightly safer situation, all things considered. We have too many killer clowns, and if we get turned into a bat right now, I'm probably just gonna die. I mean, another scroll of summoning? Let's get a few more bodies once again. A few more bodies once more. And then what can I do? I mean, Fear Scroll, get some of the Draconians off my back. Oh gosh. Just chaos. Absolute mayhem. And I don't have the health for such things. So okay, we're gonna try to use one blink scroll to start off here. Start heading towards safety. I mean, that's a start. Is someone gonna step on another dispersal trap? Probably. If we're being honest. Basically, we just want to get the heck out of Dodge. I could technically risk stepping one step over so we have sight of here, but I feel like where you step over, somebody steps on a dispersal trap, we end up somewhere off in the weeds once again here. So alternatively, we use up all of our blinking here. But for good reason. So we're just gonna chain. One of the clowns was close to the dispersal trap, which is why I was worried. Specifically, this trap, these two clowns. I was a bit concerned, maybe needlessly for sure, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Now you, my friend, don't have good willpower. So... Ooh, I tried to scare you. Did not work. I'm still in sight of this dispersal trap, which is not ideal. At least it is very unlikely to shunt us back into the room. So there's that. You also can't do anything to me in terms of willpower, so we will swap off here just to play it safe. You've regained your courage. That's nice and all. I kind of hate it, to be honest, but is what it is. Let's see, how close am I to just being able to murder you? With one more fear scroll if need be. Definitely starting to get some attention coming back in here. Sneaky dispersal trap was hidden behind a cloud. That's how they get you, right? That's always how they get you. But okay, let's again slow down a bit here. We could cloud up, so at least less chances that these people continue to track our movements, so that's nice. Turns out the minus potion is a bit worse than I expected it to be here. I also didn't realize I have some un-ID'd potions. What am I doing with my life? I mean, at this point, it can't really surprise me anymore. It's probably to be expected, really, at the end of the day. I would forget about identifying all my things, but not great. I'm kind of curious, if I, throw a net, what are my odds of... Nope, you're immune to nets. Fair enough. My mistake for even thinking about it, my friend. You have 112 health. We have 71 damage rating. I would like it if you just died. Perfect. I'm glad we could be on the same page about this. And there we go. We are at least on the escape. Still not totally free yet, but that's most of the enemies on this entire floor dead, really, at the end of the day. So even with the rabid consumable use, I still think that puts us in a pretty decent spot here. Got to keep unidentified potions in case you find the unrand that heals unidentified. You know? Well, you may be onto something there. I think we'll go the stretch here and we'll ID them. I was hoping, the reason why I looked in my inventory was because I was looking for a cancellation potion, which we just ID'd, to hopefully get rid of the minus potion. I don't know if that works quite that way. But now that we've cleared up most of that, I don't think we have, at least not too many orbs of fire left. So with that in mind, I'm going to drink some mutation and just try to put us in the best state possible for the final moments here. I'll take frail, at least we can always drink potions once again, and we're definitely feeling a little bit more ourselves. Should not have let Auto Explore take us down that direction, of course, because we do not, by any stretch of the imagination, want to get linked into the other lung. Let's not get too wacky and wild here in the home stretch. But there we go. I guess probably do want some piety back here, eh? Almost as well as using Yard to get rid of silence. If I'm looking for variety game suggestions, would I consider trying out Library of Ruins? I have not heard of Library of Ruins. What kind of a game is it? We're definitely getting pretty dang close on our Wednesdays to finishing off Cult of the Lamb, so I'm in the market for a potential replacement there. And let's head up to Elf. We have plenty of Zot time here, so I'm not too worried about it. And again, to prevent any potential horrible mistakes, let's try to get up to a nice bit of piety here so that we can kind of just landslide our way through the end, or at the very least have Step from Time available in our time of direst need. Turn-based strategy? Well, I am a sucker for turn-based strategy. But Library of Ruins, I feel like I should have heard about it. Maybe I've forgotten it in the intervening time, or interesting. Artifact Cloak. This is where you've been hiding all this time. How about that? Dex plus 10. The Cloak of Asceticism. That's an interesting cloak. More fire vulnerability. Not great. But Dex plus 10, still plus 2 cloak. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, we'd switch off from the dark colored cloak to pure white. I mean, it's hard to keep the blood out of it. Lots of laundry needing to be done in the dungeon, but still looks pretty dang schwanky if we do say so ourselves. And let's just, for the most part, blitz our way through here. We shouldn't have the same crowding issues that we did in Lair, where even though Lair was so far beyond our pay grade, it was still potentially dangerous from a viewpoint of overwhelming us. Not so much here in Elf 1, we should be able to blast through. Dex plus 10 cloak for ranged characters, pretty good. That's what I'm saying, you know? Not too shabby whatsoever. And ideally, we don't quite have as much need for the whatchamacallit, the fire resistance for the final stretch here. We've killed off most of the orbs of fire that we'll come across. Not necessarily all, we'll have to see how it goes. But it still puts us in a half-decent spot. There we go, back up to 5 pips of piety. What's its name? It's a Cloak of Asceticism. Asceticism? It's ascetic, right? There's so many words that are super close there. There's one time a while back where I played a decent amount of RimWorld, and one of the character traits in that game is asceticism. So you don't have desire for the comforts of life. You're happy with the simple style. And I was trying to tell someone about them, and they could not, for the life of them, believe that it was a word and kept being like, I'm pretty sure it's aesthetic. I'm pretty sure it's aesthetic that you're thinking of. And I was like, I swear, ascetic, it sounds exactly the same, but it's slightly different. And in fact, almost opposites in a way, because it's a lack of aestheticism. Asceticism is the lack of aestheticism. Probably not saying any of these words correctly, but hey, that's part of the fun of it. But okie dokie, we're slowly but surely continuing the crawl of piety here. I'm debating even going into the weapons vault just because they're all fast. I'm not too worried about like distortion or any shenanigans like that. You know, it's been a long time since we graced the Hall of Blades with our presence. Let's give it a shot today, shall we? Hopefully gets us back up to 6 pips of piety, which isn't necessarily max, I believe. Sometimes you can be just a little bit under. There's like a 20 piety range between hitting 6 pips like we just did and actually being maxed out. Always forget exactly how the numbers work out, but regardless, we'll one-shot a Blade Master, get absolutely wrecked, my friend. And we'll finish off the Hall of Blades here. We still have other options available if we get well and truly desperate, but I'm hoping this puts us in a ripe spot for just completing the run here and getting out in one piece. We'll see how she goes. And there it is. Okay, take me back to Zot, not vaults. Let's not make this mistake again. And let's go see what the maybe for real home stretch looks like here. No promises though. Okie dokie. After playing it as safe as possible, now would really not be the time to do something stupid. Enter me. Curse Toe. Hello, my friend. Oh, you fool, you've left yourself wide open. Fortunately, mushrooms cannot move when you can see them, so that's always nice. Oh gosh, have you blocked your own Curse Toe? Am I just stuck here now? Nah, there you are, my friend. Perfect. And let's see what remains of our fanciful crew, shall we? Most of you should have gone pretty close to dying, rather, if not completely. Hello, clown? Excuse me? Let's actually get out of sight range of the Zot traps this time, just to play it a little bit safer. Learn from our mistakes, if you will. And jeez, yeah, just so many killer clowns every time. What the heck? Maybe we are just gonna get our slouch back on again? Posture be darned. Let's do one and see where that leaves the clowns. Maybe we'll go with the rule of when all 3 clowns are on screen, I can put in a slouch, put in a good word. Which means now with one of them dead, we are just at our own whims here, so we'll switch back to regular crossbow use. Should be a little careful because I'm manually doing a bunch of stuff. Oh, and I'm silenced. That's less than ideal, for sure. You clowns definitely have a way about you, to say the least. What can I do? Any kind of AoE? I guess not so much. I should maybe just try and murder some of these other sons of guns, specifically looking at my corrosion friend there. And what better time to just splurge on the health potion department? Just use all those up as need be. Do not target myself. Whoopsie daisies. And there we go. Not too shabby at the end of the day. Let's use auto explore just a wee bit here to get ourselves back on track. And not too shabby. Yeah, we really did clear out the majority of this floor in that slew of enemies. Like, oh my gosh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. No one's home, I guess. But okie dokie. There we are at the Orb of Zot. Things are definitely looking okay here. We still have Step from Time available. Slouch probably won't be necessary on the escape. Step from Time, very well might be if we come across a nasty Panlord. Never know with Che here. I appreciate the confidence, Colgate, but we'll see if we get the full GG wrap up here. Okie dokie. So for this one, I feel like I'm not going to just walk out of here, because unfortunately it's going to take a hot minute. But if I read teleport now, pick up, and I step into this son of a gun, takes us into an empty lung. How about that? Well, I guess that confirms that we did in fact clear out the whole level. Holy moly. Let's just step again. Okay, there we go. That takes us somewhere kind of nice. And we can get started on our overall journey. If you could get off my stairs, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, moly. Yeah, what the heck do you do here? Never like a Panlord with silence. Regardless, I'm leaving, but it was great to meet you for the briefest of moments. And here, once again, we'll expedite some time, engage in a bit of Flight of Fancy, or even some Fancy Flight, and let's get back on the road again. Perfect. Jay's OP on Orb Run halves the chance of spawning enemies. Well, except it doesn't account for your speed, right? So that's just to offset the fact that it takes you normally twice as long to get anywhere as a Barachi of Che, even slightly longer. So I think it still ends up being a net negative for us. I could be wrong though. I'd rather assume the worst, hope for the best than anything else. So for the time being here, we'll just act like that is in fact the case and try to get out here in the safest manner possible. Probably should have hopped to the stairs, hey? What do you do, my friend? You call down damnation. Oh, that's fun. Otherwise, you just punch for straight 40. You're not immune to damnation either, so you won't do it in close range. I mean, this is where, if we want to kill a Panlord, this is probably our best shot. I'll kill the Lich first, kill Chaos Spawn as well, so we don't have anything unexpected, untoward happening. And then by our powers combined, you shall be rightfully murdered. Beautiful. Ooh, that's also a fun enemy to come across as we hit our final level on the way out. You know, you can't make this stuff up. Sometimes the poeticism just plays itself. Che only slows movement. You do other stuff at normal speed. Well, exactly, and I was talking about the movement. Because we need to walk our way to the top of the dungeon, of course. And so every step we take has half the chance each of those turns of spawning something, but takes over 2 turns to make the step. So to me that would seem to imply greater chances of enemies. But again, let me know if that assumption is wrong, because I'm always curious to hear. And now you, my friend, if you could please move. Excuse me, pardon me, I'm just trying to squeeze right past here. Thank you. And keep on schmolling here. I was trying to mix schmoovin with rollin there to weird results. But it is what it is. Regardless, we make our way back up to the top of the dungeon. And there we go. This was quite a run. Oh my gosh. I forgot what first try wins felt like. Holy moly. Only 2 weeks instead of spending months and months running endless amounts of cat lives into the dirt. What is this weird positivity I feel running through my body? What the heck? But regardless, very happy with this run. I mean, Barachi was super fun in general. The ranged was incredible, just blitzing our way through. This probably took us like a few hours less than our average run does, potentially even as much as half. I guess we'll get a bit of confirmation as we pop out of the mix here. But can't complain too much about that. The early Arbalist helped us out, then getting that plus 10 Arbalist in the nick of time. No triple crossbow, which I'm a little salty about game. But it is what it is, and definitely we'll be trying out some more ranged characters in the future. I'm even debating on Meteorin if we want to do a similar thing. Range definitely helps out with taking less turns to murder things. Less damage taken as well means less time healing. That kind of thing. We frogging, or did we just get frogged? Hey, Brinth, how's it going? We just got frogged. Just finished off on Kermit here. Good old Kermit. And yeah, quite the run. I mean, slow species, worshipping Che, it's a pretty easy way to my heart, because Nagas of Che are one of my favorites, but heck yeah. And with that, let's do the usual routine. No haste this time. But I want to be strong, resistant, attractive. Don't mind if I do. Brilliant. And let's impress the people. I'll be flying while I'm at it too. Fantastic. And there we go. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, cool. Yeah, with the confirmation. With normal speed species, it doubles time spent on moving, but halves spawns. So spawns during movement stays the same. But when doing stuff, it doesn't, obviously. Yep. With Barachi Che, less than doubles time on movement, so even on that department, it overall lessens spawns. Huh. Yeah, not what I would have expected, but good to know. I mean, it definitely felt pretty functionally equal to any other orb run, I guess, so with a sample size of 1, my studies show that that is in fact correct. But thanks for looking into that a bit more, and yeah, this was quite the solid run. Not quite our top pointer for sure. I'm trying to think of why. I guess some of these were fast. Like the Deep Dwarf was super fast because of the early Jivia altar, just absolutely steamrolled throughout the entirety of the game. And then at the top here we have, I'm guessing Fofi was a multi-rune, like a 5-runer, maybe for a tournament or something like that. Wasn't our ant for this series, I believe. And of course, Koval91, our favorite 15-rune cat. And okie dokie, well, yeah, it's still relatively early. We don't have a heck of a lot of time left in our evening. But we could probably start on a Meteorin here. Get into the speedrun mindset, see how that goes. I think I will take a bit of a break before doing so to run out and grab a refill for my glass. And then, yeah, I think we'll hop into it and see how it goes going in blind. I think we played 2 Meteorin attempts during the tournament, but besides that, I haven't touched the species at all. It's going to be interesting for sure. But hey, we'll see how it goes when I get back. So don't go anywhere, and I'll see you in just a second.